Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Helium 10 TikTok training. My name is Bradley Sutton, and I'm joined by
Vincent Ramsey.
Vincent. Where do you work?
I work for TikTok Shop.
Awesome. How long have you worked there?
I actually just passed my 1-year anniversary with the company.
Congratulations. So we wanted to give like a holistic view about how to launch your TikTok shop, and we're going to talk about why to even launch, the history of TikTok shop. We're also going to have guests on this course who are actual TikTok shop sellers who are going to get more into the weeds about what has helped them generate millions of dollars of sales on the platform. So now, Vincent, you've been at TikTok shop for a year. Tell me, how long has TikTok been around, and TikTok shop by itself too, approximately?
Really good question. So TikTok has been around for a while. I think that's what most people were familiar with it for. But TikTok shop, at least in the States where I'm kind of focusing on this, it actually came out the beginning or like the tail end of 2023. And so still relatively new, which is why I think things like this is always great, because I think people, as we learn what is TikTok shop, it's still very different though, compared to a lot of other marketplaces. There's some fear about joining it. It's social commerce. So that's what I'm excited to help talk about and make it less scary.
So now I know you weren't around during the origin of TikTok shop per se, but what brought TikTok to the idea of having TikTok shop?
That's a really good question. So I actually love telling this story because as we thought of TikTok, the app, I think what we were seeing is that there was a huge audience on there, and the users of the app were naturally just talking about what they bought. They would just talk about, hashtag TikTok made me buy it. As they had products, they would just highlight it to their friends and followers. And so we started to see that TikTok as an app was a very powerful commerce engine. And so if you actually look at the app, at the hashtag, what's really great is there was 6.7 million videos just organically made underneath this. And so what we started to see was that there was this leaned in audience that was willing to buy. There was also this community of advocates for products. And so TikTok shop was kind of thought of just because why not make it easier and kind of close the loop so that rather than link in bio or redirecting through a mobile browser, just allow them to buy it on the site just for a better customer experience. And then the great aspect of TikTok as well is that after someone buys it, even if they're not a creator, they can make a video and advocate about the product, which is pretty unparalleled.
Yeah, that's really amazing. I saw years ago on TikTok how products would just go viral, but then it would mainly be like sending to somebody's website, like you say, hey, link in bio, or going to another platform, that worked well, but it's just much more of a natural thing to be able to like, hey, I see this product now, let me just go ahead and buy it instead of trying to log into some other website and to do things. And I think one of the reasons it's so important that e-commerce sellers are considering TikTok shop is that this is, first of all, where the community is. This is where your customers are. And even if you're focused on another platform, be it Amazon, be it your own website, whatever the case is, when you are driving sales to your TikTok shop, you're also going to see sales increases on your other platforms. And so that's why it's this kind of like flywheel effect. And so I have not felt this way about a new platform in like probably ever. I mean, it's like, hey guys, you guys need to make sure that you are on this platform. Like it's very rare for me to say that. And we're going to have some guests on this course later on who on other platforms like Amazon, I remember in their first year, I think they did like maybe $1 million. So like what new e-commerce seller wouldn't want to do $1 million in their first year? They started on TikTok shop. And in their first like 3-4 months, I think they did like $2-3 million, dollars. And so like the opportunities in some situations is even greater than perhaps other platforms that you're selling on. Now, TikTok shop is not just social media. It's not necessarily like, quote unquote marketplace. How would you describe it?
It's both. So we always say that it's social commerce, right? And I think that's really what scares a lot of people when they think of opening up from Amazon to something like TikTok shop, is that it's all about shoppable videos. And so that as you're working either with creators or putting out your own shoppable videos, it's all about putting it out there. It's video based, it's short form video based or live shopping to help your audience discover what they love. And we talked about the major sales that people make on TikTok Shop. And I think that's because there's such an organic nature behind it. There are aspects to do some paid amplification behind your videos, but it's all about creating enjoyable content, which is fun, but also scary. The second thing is that the audience, they're leaned in, they're participative and receptive to your messaging. And so I think that's something that brands can keep in mind as well, is that one, we talked about how short form video can be a little bit scary, but I think it's actually a great way to engage with your audience. You might have seen on the app that people sometimes respond to comments. It's a top feature on there. A really great way to show that you guys are engaging with your consumer base, helps you answer any FAQs and kind of give people context at a glance about what you're talking about. But beyond that, it's also a great way to get some insights on your products as well, to figure out what are those FAQs that I need to start collating, or what's really catching people's eyes to make this product viral. And then finally, I think the last thing about the experience of TikTok is the boosted discovery, kind of like I talked about. What I really love is on TikTok, if you guys haven't been on there, and TikTok Shop specifically, there's the For You page that everyone's kind of familiar with, where it's just videos popping up on your algorithm. That one's nice because as you have shoppable videos embedded in that, shoppable videos meaning you're just linking a product or products in that video so that people can buy what you're talking about. Those pop up organically, and really that's where people try to game the algorithm, which we'll talk about with being trend driven and popular. And I'll give the audience some tips about how to get ahead of that. But what's really great is there's also a shop tab on the app. And so what's great is that through the natural algorithm of the app, you can catch people as they're just casually shopping, like that moment of like, I didn't even know I needed this, as opposed to the opposite, where on the shop tab, I do this because I have a shopping addiction. Those are the buyers with intent, where they're looking to buy something and they can browse through. And that's more of the traditional marketplace that people are used to, where you would still have your product detail pages show up. So there's a little bit of both on that end. And so what's really nice about TikTok putting videos out there and that authenticity that comes with the app is that we've actually seen that 3 out of 4 users are actually more likely to buy from a brand that they've seen on TikTok, whether that's through a creator talking about it or even just a brand putting it out there, I think because of that engagement with the brands.
So again, guys, welcome to this course. This is going to be something that I can't really guarantee, but I would almost guarantee that you are going to make some money on if you implement what we are going to be teaching. Because like just a personal example, a few months ago, I started a TikTok shop just because I was like, all right, let me start dabbling into it. I maybe sent out 10 of my coffin shelf. I don't know if you've seen our coffin shelf. That's one of our products that we've made. Sent it out to some influencers, and then I forgot about it. And then my family is one. I have a warehouse at my house, and they actually ship all my Amazon and other marketplace stuff. And so I'm not in the day to day of that part, right? But it wasn't like I wasn't running ads. I wasn't talking to influencers. I had just sent out 10 coffin shelves, and next thing I know, a couple months later, I had sold over 100 of these coffin shelves, and also there were almost 100 TikTok influencers who were promoting my product, even ones I hadn't sent products. So it just kind of like opened my mind to the possibilities. So if you guys are, number one, selling on a platform like Amazon or Shopify or something right now, you've got to consider expanding to TikTok Shop. Now, if you're brand new to e-commerce, TikTok Shop is actually a platform that you can get started on, trying to look at trends and seeing what kind of products maybe the platform is looking for that you might be able to provide that nobody else is. So regardless of where you fall in your e-commerce journey, I am fully confident that TikTok Shop is for you. And that's why we have made this course. And Vincent is here to help you guys understand the basics. And then we're also going to have actual TikTok Shop sellers helping you guys learn the ins and outs of how to make money on the platform. So welcome again to the Helium 10 TikTok training. Let's go ahead and get into it.